Imagine a world where every river, lake, and underground aquifer has vanished, leaving only the vast seas. The consequences of such a scenario would be catastrophic, and managing them would be nearly impossible. First, consider the immediate collapse of our freshwater supply. Without rivers and lakes, we lose our primary sources of drinking water. Desalination might seem like a solution, but it's expensive, energy-intensive, and not scalable overnight. Urban areas would erupt into chaos as people scramble for hydration. Dehydration would lead to sanitation crises, and civil unrest would become the norm. Next, think about agriculture. Over 70% of the world's fresh water is used for farming. Without irrigation, crops would fail, leading to widespread famine. The global food supply would plummet, and starvation would loom large over billions. The economic ramifications would be staggering, as food shortages trigger a cascade of financial collapse. Ecosystems would suffer immensely. Freshwater-dependent species, from fish to amphibians, would face extinction. Forests, which rely on consistent moisture, would wither away, leaving barren landscapes in their wake. The loss of these ecosystems would not only diminish biodiversity, but also disrupt the delicate balance of our environment. Then there's the climate disruption. Rivers and lakes play a crucial role in maintaining local climates. Their absence would lead to a loss of the moisture cycle, exacerbating droughts and heat waves. Regions that are already dry would become uninhabitable, forcing people to flee their homes. Now, let's talk about the long-term consequences that would be incredibly hard to manage. We would see human migration on an unprecedented scale. Billions would become water refugees, fleeing from unlivable regions. This mass movement would lead to conflicts over the remaining water resources, particularly in countries with desalination capabilities or access to the sea. Geopolitical tensions could escalate into wars. Economically, we'd face a meltdown. Industries that rely heavily on water, from textiles to technology, would collapse. The resulting global recession could plunge economies into a deep depression, with millions losing their livelihoods. Health and sanitation crises would follow. Without water, hygiene would deteriorate, leading to the rapid spread of diseases. Hospitals, which depend on water for everything from surgeries to sanitation, would struggle to function. The health of entire populations would be at risk. Finally, we'd witness the loss of habitability in vast regions. Cities without sea access or desalination capabilities would become ghost towns. As fertile lands turn into deserts, the landscape of our planet would change dramatically. Why is it so hard to manage? Unlike oil or metals, there's no substitute for water. Technology can't scale fast enough to meet the urgent needs of a crisis. Building desalination plants or transporting water inland would take decades, far too slow for an immediate disaster. The psychological, political, and social breakdown from such a catastrophe would paralyze coordinated response efforts. If all freshwater sources dried up, leaving only the seas, we would face a near-extinction-level crisis. Civilization, as we know it, would struggle to survive without immediate and miraculous intervention. This stark reality serves as a reminder of how deeply intertwined our existence is with the presence of fresh water. Preparing for water scarcity today is not just essential. It's a matter of survival for future generations.